Brigadier Gininda, if you can refer to the affidavit of Lieutenant Colonel Halls, DD5, paragraph 17.3, the top paragraph.
Yes, my lord.
And just read it, place it on record.
Comparison of firearm with photo as per Toby Isicaros Mube, open bracket, accused 3, close bracket, downloads. Sergeant Mabasa already testified about download in this matter.
Kufundela ngale ndlela ke uqhathaniswa kwesibhamu nesithombe. Uqhathaniswa kwesibhamu nesithombe sika Thobisi Carlos Mube umsolo wesithathu noma ama-downloads akhe. Usergeant Mabasa esethulile ubufakazi mayelana nalokhu kulona lokuqala.
If you can just put the contents of that paragraph that's just in front of you,
Paragraph
on the exhibit that is in front of you. Just give me the exhibit. It's paragraph 17.9.1 of exhibit DD5. So it's exhibit DD5, paragraph 17.9.1 on page 21 of the affidavit of Lieutenant Colonel Halls. It's also on the screen.
Yes, my lord. Paragraph 17.9.1 reads as follows: another picture of firearms that was deleted and recovered by downloads. Page page 1863 of 5471.
Esinye isithombe ke seyibhamu naso ke sasuliweke kodwa ke satholakala ke ngawo ama-download page 1863 wama-page awu 5471.
So according to the evidence of Lieutenant Colonel Halls, this picture was deleted on the phone of accused number 2 and recovered
Correct, my lord.
later.
Ngofakazi bakhe ke post lesi sithombe sasingasekho ke sesisuliweke kodwa satholakala ke ngama-download.
Now, if we can come back to the cell phone of accused number 2, it was put to Sergeant Mohani that his cell phone was confiscated upon his arrest. Could you find any evidence that a cell phone belonging to accused number 2 was confiscated during arrest?
No, I could not find such matters.
Okunye futhi ke uma singabuyela futhi ke ubona ke umakhalekhukhwini wakhe umsolo wesibili watshelwa ke uSergeant Mohani ukuthi inkathi eboshwa umsolo wesibili umakhalekhukhwini wakhe wathatha noma ke waphucwa ke kukhona yini okutholile noma wakuthola noma ubufakazi obushoyo ukuthi ke ngempela umakhalekhukhwini wakhe wathathwa cha akukho.
Now, what is the procedure if an item belonging to a suspect is confiscated?
The procedure is the following, my lord. You will seize the item. That's the first part. Insert it. In this instance, we're talking about the cell phone in the forensic bag, which will then be sealed in front of the suspect.
Uma ngabe ke asithi ke umuntu useyithathelwa ke lokho okuwokwakhe ke uma eboshwa ke lana ke sikhuluma ngayo umakhalekhukhwini wakhe ngomsolo wesibili uzothathwa ke ubusuyathathwa ke ufaka kwisikhwama sezobufakazi ekhona ke ebhekile umsolwa bese leso sikhwama leso siyavalwa.
The details of the cell phone, my lord, will be entered or written in front of the forensic bag. In other words, the make, the cell phone number, PIN or access code, whatever that the police officer has at his disposal in relation to the seized item.
futhi-ke yonke imininingwane-ke yomakhalekhukhwini loyo cellphone number ukuthi ukuphi uhlobo lwe-cellphone kuzobhalwa-ke lokho kusona-ke leso sikhwama leso sezobufakazi.
It will then, my lord, be entered in the ACP 13 register, that is the ACPS property register, where it will be booked in as an exhibit.
Bese kuzothathwa-ke kubhalwe-ke kule ncwadi-ke esesiphoyiseni-ke ebizwa ngokuthi-ke i-SAP 13.
Thereafter, my lord, the process that follows is that it will be then obviously booked out for analysis or whatever purpose the exhibit is seized for, my lord.
Emuva kwalokho-ke uma kuzofanele mhlampe sikhishelwa-ke ubufakazi ukuthi mhlampe khona-ke ziyokwenziwa ziyocwaningwa bese kuyakhishwa-ke kuleyo ncwadi leyo.
There will also be an OB entry, occurrence book entry entered, written that this item, this cell phone was seized. The details of the forensic back number, ACP 13 number will be written on the occurrence book, as well as the case number, my lord.
Unencwadi-ke egameke noma-ke incwadi ebizwa ngokuthi-ke i-occurrence book la ekuzobhalwa khona-ke imininingwane-ke ukuthi-ke umakhalekhukhwini uya kuphi-ke loyo.
Yes. If, my lord, the cell phone was seized not as an exhibit, if it's not forming part of the case, then it will be entered on the ACP 22, that is the prisoner's property register.
ACP 22.
Yes.
Uma kuwukuthi-ke inhloso noma-ke uma umakhalekhukhwini loyo awuthathelwanga ngenhloso-ke yokuthi kuzoba-ke izibithi noma-ke kukhona-ke okufunwayo kuwona-ke umakhalekhukhwini kuzofaka kuloko okubizwa ngokuthi-ke i-SAP 22 okubizwa ukuthi-ke yiloko kwey'bosho noma-ke ama-property ama-prison ama-ey'bosho.
A receipt for this property will be given to the suspect, my lord, because it is property. So as and when it's needed, then it will be released to the suspect, my lord.
Unephepha-ke noma-ke ireceipt-ke azoyithola-ke yena-ke umsolwa noma lo owumnikazi-ke ukuthi ngaso sonke-ke isikhathi ekufunayo noma-ke ekudinga lokho akwazi ukuthi akuthole.
Now, when I followed this information, my lord, on the day in which the accused was arrested on the 16th of June and detained in Pretoria, my lord, there were no such properties, and in other words, there were no such entries in the OB, ACP 13, the ACP 22 struggled to find it, but in the OB, which is the occurrence book where all activities are recorded, there was no such entry. But in the ACP 13 as well, it was not booked there as an exhibit, my lord.
Manje-ke uma eboshwa-ke ngazo i-16 kaJuni-ke umsolwa wesibili-ke wase futhi-ke egcinwa khona-ke la ePitori. Uma ngiya khona-ke lapho kuyincwadi-ke i-occurrence book kanye futhi nayo-ke i-SAP 13 yona-ke i-SAP 22 angiyitholanga-ke kodwa-ke kulezi ezimbili-ke akukho engakuthola mayelana nakho kona lokho.
And in any event, my lord, the way, because later we were able to find the cell phone with Sergeant, I think 100% Lovo, the DPCI team that works with downloadings. If that phone was seized on the 16th of June, it would have had to be booked on the ACP 13 register. So that is how it was supposed to be processed, and there was no such entry on the ACP 13.
Khona-ke umakhalekhukhwini owatholakala-ke naye-ke u-warrant officer Ndlovu we-DPCI uma kuwukuthi-ke lo makhalekhukhwini lowo uthathwe ngalelo langa lokuboshwa kwakhe-ke kwakuzobhalwa-ke kuyona-ke i-SAP 13 kodwa-ke kwakungekho lokho.
Yes, that's
Now, we just wish to refer you to the proceedings of the 15th of April 2024 on page 34 from line 18 during cross-examination by Mr. Ramosepeli. If we can just put that on record.
My lord, the proceedings of 15 April 2024 under Advocate Ramosepeli, it's line 8, it says, now just to drum up, I'll read it as it is, my lord, as it's written. Now just to drum up on this point in support of accused 2's allegation that he will come and tell the court that I was never found in possession of a cell phone during the trial within trial during the trial, within a trial, Magistrate Cronje testified here, and amongst one of the things that accused 2 reported to her was that I want to phone my family, I want to phone my kids. If accused 2 was in possession of a cell phone, he could have done that before he even discovered, before you even discovered that cell phone.
Ukwange noma ubufakazi lokho bange 15 ka April 2024 ku page 20 is that page 24? This is 34. Is it the same page?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Kufundeka ngalendlela ke manje ke engifuna ke ukuthi ke ngishoke kuwena ke uqhasaka lokho okushiwo noma insolo zakhe ke umsolo wesibili ukuthi ke uzozake azotshela lenkantolo ukuthi ayakaze atholakale ke yena enomakhala ekhukhwini nangesikhathi futhi ke imantshi uCronje ethula ubufakazi bakhe ke ezinye zezinto azisho ukuthi ke umsolo wesibili washo kuyena ukuthi ke wayefisa ukuthi ke angaxhumana noma ke angashayela ucingo umndeni wakhe ufuna ke ukuthi ke axhumane nezingane zakhe uma kuwukuthi umsolo wesibili wayenemakhala ekhukhwini ayenawo kuyena ngabe ke wakwenza ke lokho ngaphambilini kokuthi wena ke uthole i-cellphone leyo.
Thank you. Now, in the trial within a trial, you testified about what happened after the accused made a statement before Lieutenant Colonel Rapadu that he appeared at the First Lawrence Magistrate Court.
Yes, my lord, that he was taken to Phosphorus Magistrate Court on the 19th of June
Yes.
2020.
Yebo kuqiniswa ukuthi ke 19 ka June 2020 umsolo wesibili ke wayobingelela ke imantshi ePhosphorus.
But the matter was not enrolled. That's what I said, my lord.
Kodwa ke ngishilo ukuthi ke icala lelo ke lalingekho ke noma lingekho kwincwadi zenkantolo ke ngalelo langa lelo.
And that he was subsequently that traveled to Tlhabane.
That is correct, my lord.
Nokuthi ke kwafanele aye eTlhabane kuyiqiniso lokho.
That he to search his room and that ammunition was found and he was charged for that.
Yes, but I was not inside when the search was conducted, my lord. I said I was outside. But yes, ammunition was found and then he was processed accordingly in Tlhabane at the police station, and he made his first appearance on the 22nd of June, the following Monday, 2020.
Kuyiqiniso ke nokuthi kwasekuseshwa la ehlala khona ke eTlhabane nokuthi ke kwatholakala khona ke inhlamvu lapho kodwa ngangekho ngaphakathi ke mina ke nkathi ke kuseshwa kutholakala nalezo inhlamvu ke wase ebingelela ke imantshi khona lapho eTlhabane nge-22 zika June 2020.
And that was later taken to Dr. Hlokwe
Yes,
for a dental examination.
that is correct, my lord. Yes.
Nokuthi ke kamuva ke wasehanjiswa ke esiya ke nalo udokotela uXhokwe.
Do you confirm the evidence that you gave during the trial within the trial
I do confirm
on
this,
this
my lord.
particular point?
Nobufakazi ke ngothulile ke mayelana ke nalo daba ke futhi ke disamile ke kona lokho bufakazi.
Yes. And just to come back to the issue of the cell phone, the record of the 15th of April 2024, page 52, line 19 to 25 is brought to your attention. If you can just put that on record.
My lord, the proceedings of 15 April 2024, page 52, under Mr. Baloyi, it reads as follows.
Yeah,
It was-
just before that, if I may
Just before.
interrupt you, sorry. There's also page 25 of the record of the 15th of April 2024 from line 11 up to line 18, where Mr. Ramusepeli cross-examines Sergeant Mohani, and maybe if you can start with it.
Yes, my lord. So the proceedings of the same date of 15 April 2024, page 25, and line 11, Advocate Ramusepeli. Now, with respect to the version of accused 2, is that when he was arrested by you and Sergeant Mabena on 16 June in phase 2 Rustenburg, both of you seized a Samsung cell phone J5 and another white phone that belonged to his sister. What do you want to comment? What do you want to comment on that? Yeah, I've seen it, my lord. If I may, then it says intervenes, my lord.
Ubufakazi bange 15 zika June 2024 kuyena ke page 25 kufika ngalendlela ke mayelana ke naloku okukhulunywa noma okushiwo kuyena ke umsola wesibili ke ukuthi unkathi ke nimbopha wena ke kanye naye uSergeant Mabena nge 16 zika June phase 2 eRustenburg namabili ke nathatha kuyena ke na umakhalekhukhwini oyi Samsung iJ5 kanye futhi nomunye ke owawumhlophe okwakuwo kadadewabo. Yini ke ongayisho noma ke ungathini ke mayelana naloko? Yebo ngikubonile noma ngakubona ke lokho base khona ke kuphazamisa okuthize.
Thank you. Yeah, it's not necessary to put on record the next page. Now, Brigadier Gininda, reference was made to the statement of Mr. Hlophe in these proceedings.
Yes.
Which was not properly commissioned. Was it the only statement that Mr. Hlophe made in these proceedings?
No, it's not, my lord. I think that will be a fourth statement. My recollection in the docket, there are 3 other statements. I was only present when one was taken, and it was not even taken by me, but it was taken by my colleague, but I was present. And at that stage, my lord, I had no knowledge of what the docket contained. But subsequent to me now being appointed as the lead investigating officer, then I realized that there were other statements in the docket. I think there's about 3, and then this particular one was the 4th one, my lord.
Istatement ezenziwa ke uyena ke uHlophe ke khulunywe nestatement esikaHlophe ke kulicala kwangasona ke leso kuphela ke abanguthi ke uma iphelele ke ziwu4 leso ke uma sithathwa ke ngangikhona ke kodwa kwamina ke owayesithatha kodwa ke uza kwethu kodwa uma ngabe icala ke selinikezelwa kumina ukuthi kube yimina ke manje oholayo ke ithimba eliphenyayo kulicala ila ngabona khona ke kudokotela ukuthi kunezinye ke ezintathu istatement khona.
If not 4, my lord, maximum will be 3. But I know that there are definitely other statements other than the one that was taken in my presence.
Uma ukuthi ke azikho u4 ke zingaba 3 ke kodwa ngiyazi ukuthi sikhona ke ezathathwa ngikhona.
Now, this statement that was taken in your presence, when was it taken? When was it taken down?
Yeah, my lord, there is a date. I think it will be before I was appointed as the lead investigating officer in the matter, my lord. 2016, 17, around there.
Lesi esathathwa ke ngikhona ke mina kwangaphambi kokuthi ke beyimina ke oholayo ke ithimba eliphenya licala phakathi ke kwa 2016 no 2017.
I'll just check the exact date, my lord, while we're proceeding.
Sisaqhubeka ke ngizobheka ke i-date ukuthi yini.
Can you perhaps just briefly explain the circumstances under which that statement was taken?
Yes, my lord. Around that period, myself, we were about 9 members of the police. I think we were about 4 officers. It was myself, Colonel Ramohala, Lieutenant Colonel Nzenisa, and the late Captain Mabuti, plus I think 5 or 6 other members. We were about 9 or 10, my lord, in total. We were sent by then the head of detectives, General Gomo, Lieutenant General Gomo, to go to the family of the deceased at the time and indicate to them. It seems, my lord, there was a planned visit that was supposed to be made by the head of detectives with then the National Commissioner, General Patlane, acting general, who was the NATCOM, to go and update the family with the progress or the status of the case at that time, my lord.
Okwenzeka ke lana cabanga ukuthi ke sasamaphoyisa ke ayo9 noma ayo10 ke wabalileke amagama ke ubrigadier kodwa ke sasiyithimba ke esathunywa ke noma ke sacelwa ke owayehola ke abaseshi noma ke abaphenyi ngalelo cala ngaleso sikhathi sorry uLieutenant General Nkomo futhi ke kanye naye ke owayengumkhomishina wamaphoyisa uGeneral Patlane okuwukuthi ke sihambe ke siyobona umndeni wakhe umufi futhi ke siyobatshela ke ukuthi ke kwenzekani ngecala.
But also to assist with whatever assistance we can give, my lord. But what is prudent is that I was not appointed as the lead investigating officer at that time. It was prior to the appointment by General Stone.
Futhi ke nokuthi ke silekeleleke noma kungani ke esasingakwazi ke ukuthi silekelele ngayo kodwa ke okusemqoka ke futhi ukuthi ke ngaleso sikhathi leso ke ngangingeka okwake ukuthi kube yimina ke ohola ithimba eliphenyayo kwake ngaphambi kokuthi ke ngiqokwe uyena uGeneral Sithole.
My lord, we then arrive at the deceased home, introduce ourselves, and in those interactions, my lord, because I do recall we met the father of the deceased. He was still alive at the time, and the mother, the parents, and the siblings.
Okwenzeka ke sasesifika ke lapho sahlangana nawo ke umndeni wakhe umufike abazali ubaba wayesaphila ngaleso sikhathi nomama kanye futhi ke nengane zakubo.
We communicated the directive we got, my lord, but in that interaction as we were communicating that, it was then brought to our attention that the family does not understand why it is difficult or taking so long for the matter to be resolved, because there seems to be information that was given by Mr. Tumela Matala to the brother-in-law. This is now Mr. Thorpe, that the deceased in this matter was shot by mistake. That's the essence of it. I'm trying to sum up it.
Ngizama ke ukuthi ke ngikufinyezo ke lokho ukuthi ke noma ngenza isifinyezo ke ukuthi ke sisakhulumisana ke nawo ke umndeni khona lapho base bethi bona ke abayizwisise ke le ndaba yokuthi ke kungani ke kuthatha isikhathi ukuthi ke icala leli ke liphothuleke ngoba ke kwakunalo lwazi ke noma le information eyayikhona ke uMr Madlala ayenayo noma ayindlulisela ke kuyena ke usibali wakhe umufi uHlopheke.
Yes, that even if it's here, it's already been put on record, yes.
All right. So now, as I said, my lord, I had no knowledge, in other words, I was not privy to the docket, so I did not know what was already filed in the docket. But when that was brought to us, for me, it was a crucial information that needed to be followed. So we then asked to be introduced to Mr. Thorpe, which was duly done, and that's how we met him, my lord.
Nanjoma ngisho ukuthi kwangasimina ke owayehola ke noma ke ngangakaqokwa ukuthi kube umholi ke kwithimba eliphenyayo ngathola ke ukuthi ngangazi ukuthi yini esedokotweni ngase ngithi ke information esemqoka ke noma ebalulekile ke le sacela ke ukuthi asihlanganiswe naye ke uMr Hlophe iyona ke indlela esahlanganiswa ngaye naye.
My lord, upon meeting him, the statement was taken by my colleague, the late Captain Mabuti. He took the statement from Mr. Thorpe, summarizing what I've said, my lord, in essence. Mabuti, Captain Mabuti.
Istatement esathathwa ke kena ke Mr. Hlophe sithathwa ke ongasekho ke uza kwethu uCaptain Mabuti.
In the presence of all, the whole team, my lord. So it was the team that moved from the deceased home to meet Mr. Hlophe.
Ithimba lonke leli engibengilibalileke elalikhona ke sase sisuka ke manje la kumndeni ke wakhe umufi saya kuyena uMr. Hlophe.
This was also, my lord, reported to the DIFCOM then at the time to say this is what we've got, and then we asked to follow that up, which was then refuted. There was some resistance at the beginning from Mr. Madlala, I recall, when we tried to interview him, because at that stage, Brigadier Mudise, who is also late, was the IO, so he was not aware who we are. He didn't want to cooperate with us, but basically the essence was to confirm what is being said by Mr. Hlophe, which was refuted, but there was, as I said, there was some mistrust from Mr. Madlala at the time.
Ngaleso sikhathi leso ke kwakhona ke ungathembiki kwakukhona ke kuyena ke uMr Madlala futhi ke ekuphika ke lokho ke umasiya ke na ke lenkulumo le eyayishiwo uyena ke uHlophe nokuthi futhi ngaleso sikhathi ke kwakuse umudise ke kwakuyena owaye ephenya ke icala leli.
My lord, that
this is very crucial. What did Mr. Madlala, what was his reaction to these allegations?
he denied it, my lord. He said he never said it. But like I said, he referred us to the IO to say, I don't know who you are. I know Mr. Mudise, speak to him. He says he was getting a lot of threats and all manner of things. But it was clear that he was refusing that he ever said that, my lord.
Lana okwenzeka ukuthi ke yena ke uTumelo Madlala wasethi kithina ke cha ke yena akakaza kusho lokho futhi nokuthi ke sesitshela ukuthi akasazi thina ke wathi ke asiyeke uMudise ngoba kwakuMudise owayephenya icala ngaleso sikhathi nokusho ke ukuthi futhi ke wayethola nje ukusatshiswa ke kakhulu ngaleso sikhathi leso.
My lord, that affidavit was then filed in the docket. It was actually indexed by me at a later stage, of course, because we're in KZN. It was indexed with my handwriting because it's available, because we had to deal with this allegation that there's a missing statement. And I submitted a statement to say the said statement was never misplaced. It was made by Mr. Hlophe, by Captain Mabutu, who also made his statement at the time. He was still alive, to confirm that it is him who made that statement in his own handwriting. It was then subsequently at a later stage attached in the docket. It has been there in the docket even after we're then done with that instruction that we received, my lord. And it is still in the docket as we speak today.
Kwakunale nkulumo ke ukuthi ke kwakune statement esasingekho ke kulona ke idokodo kodwa ke ngasho ukuthi I statement noma ke statement leso sasikhona futhi ke naye ke uCaptain Mabuti wasenza ke esakhe statement esho ukuthi kwakuyena umuntu owabhala leso statement ngoba wayesaphila ke ngaleso sikhathi na kuna manje ke leso statement leso sakhe ke uHlophe siseyingxenye yedokodo.
When we received the docket, my lord, as I said, that was that time. Then it was Brigadier Mudise, and then subsequent to us following those few things that the DIV commanded us to follow, I know the matter was then assigned to General Shibiri, and then thereafter General Shibiri, then we came on board. This is now when we were appointed. When I received the docket during the handing over process, that statement was still in the docket, my lord, and as I said, up to today, is still in the docket. But not only that statement, all other statements that were made by Mr. Hlophe are still in the docket. In fact, if you look at this matter that is before court, my lord, all affidavit disposed from 2014 to date, there's not even a single affidavit that is missing.
Kwakunesikhathi ke la icala leladluliswa ke ngoba kwakunesikhathi lapho nako General Shibiri kwase kusidlulisela kuthina ke istatement leso sika Hlophe sikhona kanye futhi nezinye kanye nazo ezinye istatement lezi ezaziwe zenziwe uyena uHlophe zazikhona ke futhi sisekhona ke zonke istatement nje ezenziwe kulona lecala leli ngisho nezika 2014 zisekhona.
Now my lord, later obviously when I had now privilege now to analyze the docket as the lead investigating officer, that's when I realized that there was a similar statement made by Mr. Hlophe right at the beginning to the investigation team. I think the date is around 2015 or so, which didn't yield any results because it was refuted as well by Mr. Tumelo. It's early 2015, and then I think because of the changing of hands by investigators, whenever the families, this is my assumption, my lord, will go to introduce themselves as a protocol to the family, I think this issue will be raised, and then I think that led, because if you look at his statement, he's basically saying the same thing, but it was dealt with as early as 2015 by the first investigation team with no results, my lord. Fast tracking to where I got involved, same thing, it was refuted. when I was now officially appointed as the lead investigating officer, I revisited the same issue with Mr. Madlala. He still refuted it, my lord, when I was now the investigating officer.
Cabanga ukuthi ke ngenxa yokuthi ke idokotela libelishintsha ke izandla noma ke kube yilaba bese ngena abanye bekuthi ke uma kungena ke elinye ithimba lizophenya belihamba ke liyobona ke umndeni liyozethula ke umndeni wenze ke into eyodwa ke futhi naye ke uhlophe futhi afake ke istatement kodwa ke istatement lesi ke noma ke inkulumo lena inkulumo eyaphikwa ke kwawuyena uTumelo Madlala kwamu 2015 uma ngabe eqala ke noma ke ithimba lokuqala elaliphenya ila asho khona ukuthi uTumelo ukuthi akakaze akusho yena lokho.
I can also explain, my lord, to indicate that when after I was appointed as the lead investigating officer, and AfriForum came on board as the watching brief for the family. This is one of the aspects that we explain to them, that the assertion or the belief that there is a missing statement, it's not correct. The statement has been in the docket, it is still available, and it was followed up without, because it's a hearsay. The only person who could have confirmed it, it's Mr. Madlala, who then refuted that he ever said that.
Okunye futhi ke sake ukuthi ke ngikusho ke ukuthi ke neAfriForum yezake kithina ke eyayi khona ke ukuthi ke izoba yiso ke lomndeni noma izobhekela umndeni besho ke ngalesi statement esasingekho esabatshela ke ukuthi cha lokho akusona ke iqiniso istatement esikhona futhi ke naye ke uTumelo Madlala ke uyakuphika lokho.
Now, Brigadier Gininda, do you know if this statement was disclosed to the defense with the rest of the contents of the docket?
Yes, because we made copies, my lord, copies of the entire docket. When I was asked to assist with the copies, we actually made copies of all statements that were available to us, my lord.
Ingabe uyazini ke ukuthi le statement noma le statement lesike sanikezwa ke abameli yebo ngoba ke senza ke ama copy azo zonke istatement ke lona idokodo.
But if there's any misunderstanding in that regard, my lord, like I said, it's still available in the docket.
Kodwa ke uma kuukuthi khona ke la ekungazwana khona ke mala nalelo daba lolo nanjengoba ngishilo ke ukuthi sekhona ke lona idokodo.
And then finally, Brigadier Gininda, you've amassed all the evidence. What happened thereafter?
After our thorough investigation, my lord, the docket was then taken to the DPP in North Gauteng in Church Street with a memorandum summarizing all the investigation that has been done, evidence collected. I think that was in the early October of 2020. Then I do know that towards, I think the 23rd or so, my lord, no, before the 23rd, I think around between 20 and 23rd, an indictment, a decision was taken by DPP that these 5 accused should then be arraigned. Then on the 23rd of October 2020, I then applied for the warrant of arrest for these accused in Boksburg Magistrate Court, which were authorized. They were then
just a minute.
Oh, okay.
Just a moment. Applied for warrant on the 23rd of October,
Yes.
2020.
Yes.
Just a moment, my lord. Usuqedileke noma ke usuhlanganisile bonke ke ubufakazi ke Brigadier Gininda kwase kwenzekani ke okwenzeka kwakungo October ka2020 noma ke ngaphambi nje kwe23 kwathathwa ke isinqumo sithathwa yiyona ke iDPP ke ibona ke ababongameleke noma ke ekuyibona ke abaphethe ke ezokushushisa ke kwasekuthi ke ngazo i23 zika October 2020 ila engenza khona ke isicelo sokuthi ke ngibopheke lokho kubizwa ngokuthi phecelezi ke warrant of arrest ukuthi ngibopheke abasola.
Yes. My lord, if I can just go back, I'll come back to this issue. The date that the statement of Mr. Thorpe was taken by Captain Mabuti, I just found it because I was perusing the docket while we were proceeding, is 27 October 2016. That is according to Captain Mabuti's statement and the statement of Mr. Thorpe.
Ngibuyele nje umuva kancane ngaphambi kokuthi ngiqhubekeke lana because bengiphenya ke lana ngase ngibona ke idate uCaptain Mabuti awathatha ngayo ke istatement sakhe ke uMr. Thorpe kwabuyi 27 ka October 2016.
Thereafter, my lord, the court can just bear with me. Thereafter, my lord, on the 26th of October, the warrants were executed. In other words, the processing was then done, 26th of October 2020.
Base kuthi ke ngazo i26 zika October u2020 ila khona manje ke asekhishwa ke manje ama warrants noma ke incwadi lezi ke eyishoyo ukuthi ke ababoshwe.
Yes, and the warrants were also executed on the 26th as well of October 2020.
Futhi ke kwakungazo i26 zika October 2020 uma lezo incwadi ke phecelezi ke ama warrants ekhishwa
Executed.
it's correct ukuthi ngamanye amagama beboshwa ke.
Yes. And then the first appearance then by the 5 accused, my lord, at the lower court was on the 27th of October 2020, my lord.
Bese ukuthi ke uma bebingelela ke imantshi okokuqala ke noma ke ihlandlo lokuqala ke abasolwa ke kwakungazo i27 zika October ngiwona unyaka ka2020.
Thank you. And earlier on in your evidence, you mentioned the first date on which the docket was taken to the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions.
Yes,
Can you just-
it's 29 January 2020, my lord. 2020.
Ushilo ke ngaphambilini usuku namelanga lokuqala ke noma idate yokuqala ke uma ngabe idokotela selithatha ke manje lisiwa ke kuma office abashushisi yebo kwakunge 29 zika January 2020.
But the context, my lord, is that it was the first time it was taken to the DPP in Church Street. Prior to that, the matter was sitting in Johannesburg DPP, so it was there numerous times. But after the directive was taken that it must be dealt with by the North Gauteng DPP, it was then taken on that day, 29 January 2020, for the first time, my lord.
Kodwa ke ngaphambilini kwalokho ke lali semahhovisi ke labo abashushisayo ke kodwa ke eGoli noma ke eJohannesburg kodwa ke uma sekuthathwa ke manje isinqumo ke sokuthi ke cha alethwe khona la eChurch Street amahhovisi alabo abashushisayo ke khona la eChurch Street ePitori lalethwa ke ngalelanga la nge-29 kaJanuary 2020.
And between that date, 29 January 2020 and 23 October 2020, what was happening?
It was a guided, as I said, there was interaction between the procedural guided investigation, if I can just put it that way, my lord.
Manje ke phakathi kwa leso sikhathi ke 29 January 2020 ne-23 October 2020 kwakwenzekani ke engasho ke noma kwakwenzeka ukuthi ke ila esasiholwa khona ke noma ke uphenyo ke lalu uholwa khona ke ilabo noma ihhovisi lalabo abashushisayo.
And I said the advocates that were involved, my lord, was Advocate Baloyi, Advocate Leonard, and Advocate Mahwata. Those were the state advocates who were assisting in the matter.
Ama-advocate noma abashushisi ke abalekelela ke ngaleso sikhathi u-Advocate Baloyi, u-Advocate Leonard kanye no-Advocate Mahwata.
If you say it was prosecution guided investigation, can you just explain?
What I mean, my lord, you will collect, when you get a lead, you will share with the prosecution in terms of, you will share, you communicate and you get guidance, you discuss, you get guidance as to what is it that you have and that you should pursue. So there was an interaction between the police and the NPA right up to the time when the matter was then ready for court.
Engikushoyo ke ukuthi ke kwakuwuphenyo ke laluholwa ke ilabo abashushiswa ukuthi ke uma kwakukhona ke okutholakalayo noma sikutholayo ke singamaphoyisa wawuzodinga ke noma ke udluliseke khona ke abashushisa labo abashushisayo base bekutshela ke ukuthi ke awenzeni ke noma yini abayifunayo.
Is there anything else, Brigadier, that you wish to place on record?
Yes, it's two things, my lord. The first part is with regard to Dr. Mbatana. I've confirmed through my warrant of Mokwena that he actually sent me the electronic copy of his death certificate. So he passed on the 11th of April 2023. Yeah, April 2023. And he passed on at Helen Joseph Hospital, and the reason cited there is natural
Yes, you don't need to
I
put those details, yes.
Ngokukhulumisana naye ke warrant officer Mokwena ungitshelile ke futhi ke ungithumele ke nobufakazi ke ukuthi kwange-11 zika April 2023 udokotela uMbatsane uma eshona futhi eshonela kusona ke isibhedlela iHelen Joseph.
The second aspect, my lord, I had an opportunity to peruse the document that I received from the government hospital, and the court was correct. It's Stella Mokgorwane Hospital. Stella Mokgorwane Hospital. Yes.
Futhi ke ngibhekile ke inkantolo ke ibishilo ke leligama futhi ke bikhuluma iqiniso ke ukuthi ke isibhedlela leso ke iThera Mokgorwane.
Just as a matter of interest, I attended the naming because I defended 1982. I defended Thera Mokgorwane, Buthelezis, and others, and they were sentenced to death in this court, charged with treason, etc., etc. And thereafter, after the changeover, his uncle, he was also an ANC operative, was appointed a major general, and then they decided to name that hospital after Thera. And I was there. Tello, it's Tello
Yes,
Mokgorwane.
Tello. Correct.
That's
Yes,
it.
my lord.
Okay, it's just useless history.
Thank you. Anything else you wish to
No,
present?
it's just those two aspects. my lord.
Akukho bekuyilezo nje imbili bengifisa ukuthi ngizisho.
Yeah.
And maybe just finally, we wish to draw your attention to the proceedings of the 14th of June 2024, page 22, the cross-examination of Ms. Fathillingham by Mr. Ramosepil on page, line 11 on page 22, and up to line 22, if you can just place that on record.
So, my lord, it reads as follows: the proceedings of 14 June 2024, line 11, under Mr. Ramosepil, we admit the communication, my lord, in terms of section 220 of the Criminal Procedure Act, the communication between 0690 16890 and 072619 1698, and we place it on record, my lord, that, my lord, we acknowledge that the number 072619 1698 belongs to the ex-girlfriend of accused 2, and we also admit the SMS communication between the two numbers, my lord, as per the exhibit DD5 open bracket D1 close brackets.
Ngezo i-14 zika June 2024 ngathi ke kuyena ke uMspinki Fathillingham ethula ke ubufakazi enkantolo uMr. Ramosepil washo lokhu okulandelayo ke siyavuma ke inkosi enkantolo ukuthi ke ngaphansi kwakhe ke usection 220 wawo ke umthetho ukuthi ke uxhumana phakathi kuka 060 901 6890 kanye no 072 619 1698 siyavuma ke noma siyakusho ke lokho la enkantolo futhi sivuma ke ukuthi inamba u072 619 1698 inamba yakhe ke loyo owayethandana naye ke umsolwa wesibili. Siyavuma ke nokuthi ke uxhumana nge-SMS phakathi kwalama namba amabili ke noma siyavuma uxhumana kwalama namba amabili ke nanjengoba izibithi ke uDD5 D1 esho.
So there's just this last part that we also request you to place on record. These are the proceedings of the 21st of June 2024, page 11. If you can place on record the highlighted portion from line 10.
Yes, indeed, my lord. So the proceedings for 21 June 2014 from line 10 is from Miss Vitillingham. To whom it may concern, I hereby confirm that the firm Mjiako Mphaleni Attorneys Incorporate, with practice number F18209, is registered as a firm of attorneys on the roll of Gauteng Provincial Office of the Legal Practice Council. The firm details are recorded as follows: Mjiako Mphaleni Attorneys INC, with the postal address being PO Box 32923 Braamfontein 2017, physical address number 10B Street, Melvin, Johannesburg 2092. There's a telephone number, my lord, listed there.
Yes,
ngifuna nje uqinisekisa ke ukuthi ke ifirm noma ke inkampani ke yakwamjiyako Mphaleni Attorneys futhi ke ene practice number F18209 ibhalisiwe ke njenge firm noma inkampani ke yabameli kuhla ke labameli le Gauteng Provincial Office ye Legal Practice Council, nemininingwane ke yaleyo nkampani ibhaliwe ke njengomjiyako Mphaleni Attorneys, kanye futhi ke nekheli eliku-PO Box 32923 eBraamfontein 2017, kanye futhi ke i-physical address number 10 8th Street eMelville eJohannesburg 2092.
Should I place
There's the telephone number.
Should I place it on record? All right. So the number, my lord, the cell phone number reads as follows: 079-039-7605.
Le number ke ile elandelayo 079-039-7605.
Correct.
And just finally, the proceedings of the 21st of June 2024, page 12, line 21 to 25, just there under Dr. Sibanda.
So, my lord, the proceedings for the same date, 21 June 2024, line 21 under Dr. Sibanda, Mr. Sibanda rather, as it's written here, my lord, but I suppose it's the good doctor. And then now let us refer to exhibit DD5 bracket E, the third paragraph, my lord. The please call me. Does the number appearing on exhibit MM correlates with please call me on exhibit DDE, subsection 3, and then the response by Miss Vitillingham is yes, that is correct. The numbers are there. I don't have the continuation, my lord. I don't have the next page, which is a continuation of this.
Sorry.
So the numbers, then it says, my lord, in page 13, line 3, under Miss Vitillingham, it is 079-039-7605. Then on line 15, my lord, of the same proceedings of the 21 June 2024 under Mr. Sibanda, thank you. And can you count on exhibit DDE how many please call me were sent? Miss Vitillingham, there were 3 please call me.
Lana kufaka zibange 21 June 2024 page 12 line 21 yofika-ke ku-line 25 ngaphansi kwakhe-ke noma eceleni kwakhe uMr Sibanda. Manje-ke uma-ke ungasi bhekisa-ke ku-exhibit uDD5E kuno please call me, ingabe-ke inamba leyo evele lapho ku-exhibit MM iyahambelana yini no please call me oku-exhibit DD5E? Yebo kunjalo. Inamba lezo-ke inamba eyodwa noma-ke inamba ziyafana. Enzansi-ke Mr Sibanda siyabonga, ungasibalela-ke kuyena-ke u-exhibit DD5 ukuthi bangaki-ke please call me abathunyelwa, kwakuwo please call me abathathu.
And just for the record, who was the accused number 2's tenure of record at the time?
Mr. Mjako, my lord. Advocate Mjako now, my lord.
Ngaleso sikhathi leso-ke kwakuwubani ummeli wakhe-ke umsolo wesithathu? Kwakuwu Mr Mjako, advocate Mjako njengamanje.
Thank you, my lord. That is all.
Yes, Mr. Ramsipili, any cross-examination?
As the court pleases, my lord, as we discussed in chambers earlier this morning, I had indicated that because of the indisposition of Mr. Mngomezulu, I won't be ready to cross-examine today. And further, my lord, I have requested certain statements from my colleague. I will give them the statements again, my lord. I had done it previously with an email that are vital for my cross-examination of the current witness. Further, my lord, over the weekend I've been going through the voluminous transcripts to remind myself of the other evidence and cross-examination both by myself and my learned colleagues, as well as the evidence in chief of all the witnesses, beginning with Ms. Zandile Kumar. As a result, my lord, I've already also said I wouldn't want this case to be delayed for too long. Therefore, in the light of that, my lord, I'm looking at starting my cross-examination on Thursday, the 7th of November 2024. And my lord, with my colleagues, we are busy making contingency plans to recoup the lost days after the recess period, which I think begins on the 6th of October. We haven't finalized that to sit for a week immediately after the recess period, my lord, to recover lost time. So I can tell the court now that I'll be ready to proceed on Thursday, the 11th of November 2024, as the court proceeds.
Why Thursday?
Like I say, my lord, preparation, and it's intensive preparation, my lord.
Yes, the state.
As a court case, my lord, we're in the hands of the defense, my lord. If they are not ready to commence, we will be guided by their state of readiness, my lord.
Yes, Mr. Nisi.
For no objection
To what?
to the submissions by my colleague, Mr. Ramsipili.
That you should start cross-examination on the 7th. In the meantime, you'll be preparing.
On Thursday, to be specific.
That will be the 7th.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Ngumalo?
My lord, I'll ask the court to accede to the request. I'll ask the court to accede to the request by my colleague to start on Thursday, the 7th of November. Thank you.
Ms. Mchololo?
I also confirm that the defense asked for the opportunity to go and prepare for cross-examination.
And now, if I accede to that, Mr. Mngomezulu, when is he going to start his cross-examination?
My lord, in light of the discussion in chambers, we had indicated that it will start with me, then proceed with Mr. Munisi.
Yeah, fine. I appreciate that.
Ngumalo, then Advocate Mshololo, then Mr. Mngomezulu will come in last, my lord.
No, but meaning, is he going to be preparing for the cross-examination, or is just going to be incapacitated as he is?
What he told the court in chambers, my lord, I think we'll stick by that.
So can I take it for granted that it will be sequential? You do the cross-examination,
Yes.
followed by Mr. Mnisi,
Yes.
Umalo, and Shololo, and thereafter,
Yes,
Mr.
we'll see.
Mgomezulu. Now that Mr. Mgomezulu is going to tell us, I nami ngifuna ukuba prepare. I'm not ready. Are you with me?
I get
Because the
the,
JP is here. I saw him around here. Come to check on us.
Yes, my lord. I do get the court's concern, but Mr. Mgomezulu, even in his indisposed state, he says he was watching the live proceedings of the during his period of absence last week. So we assume that he'll also do the same and be, if he's fit and healthy, my lord, to resume cross-examination after the rest of us, my lord.
Yeah, no, thanks.
Umbuso uqedile-ke manje ngaye uBrigadier bese kufanele manje besikhathi-ke sabameli ukuthi baqale-ke nanje basazile ukuthi akekho ubaba uMgomezulu ngoba engaphathekile kahle uyasho-ke Mr. Ramusipili ukuthi cha manje-ke uyacela inkantolo imnikeze noma imphe isikhathi-ke ngenxa yokuthi-ke kunobufakazi-ke obuningi-ke ekusafanele ahlale-ke ayobheka ayilungiselele usezokulungela-ke ukuthi angaqala ukuze ufakazi lona-ke ngemibuzo ngeyi-7 kuyona-ke le nyanga eyi-7 zizobe zingolwesine.
Okay, yeah, to be fair, this has been a long trial. There's volumes and volumes of evidence. Mr. Baloi, about how many pages have we traversed from last year, June, of evidence? About?
Yes, we started, I think, in July of last
Yeah,
year.
July, yeah.
Yes, from that period on.
About how many hundreds or thousands of pages?
It's quite several volumes, my lord. It's the record is quite voluminous, my lord.
About how many pages? Who knows? Mr. Ramsepi, you say you were reading over the weekend. How many pages?
My lord, my estimation will be in the early 10,000s.
Never. 10,000?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Never. It's more than that.
More than that.
10,000?
That's a conservative estimation.
Yeah, okay, I think it's fair to grant the defense an opportunity to recapitulate over the whole evidence in order for them to be in a position to cross-examine gainfully. Okay. So for those reasons, then, on the 7th, we start with Mr. Ramsepi on the cross-examination.
Inkantolo ayinankinga-ke nesicelo leso sabameli so icala-ke lizohlehliswa-ke kuzobe ngolwesine ngazo iyi-7 kuyona-ke le nyanga unikeza abameli isikhathi sokuthi bayilungiselele.
Dr. Sibanda estimates the record to run to about 40,000
Yeah,
pages.
it sounds like that, unless you're not used to reading. 40,000, about, it must be there. Yeah, okay, Brigadier, are you available? You said until the...
Well, I was available until the end of the week. So Thursday I'm available, and then as well as Friday. But Monday, Tuesday, I'm not available, man. So that roster then starts all the way up to 25. But Thursday and Friday, for the purpose of the request, I will be here, man.
Okay. All right, fine, okay. Sorry about that.
Hlangana-ke ngolwesine ngazo iyi-7.
Okay, Thursday.